In a world where technology is rewriting the rules at lightning speed, disruption isn't coming, it's already here. The question is, are you ready? Welcome to Tech Week, your insider's guide to the digital revolution transforming business, policy, and innovation in the Philippines and beyond. I am your host, Jack Madrid, and we are cutting through the noise to bring you the real stories shaping our future. We're talking to the risk takers, the game changers, and the architects of tomorrow, unfiltered and straight from the source. This is not just tech news. This is the roadmap to what's next. This is Tech Week, and this is how we decode the future. Across the globe, companies are grappling with one of the biggest challenges of the modern workplace. How to keep talent engaged, empowered, and on board, especially in a world being reshaped by AI, hybrid work, and high attrition rates. Old school HR systems, they are too slow for today's pace. What companies need now is real-time insight. An early warning system that shows how people feel before they walk out the door. And that is where AI is stepping in. And leading the charge is Vishal Chopra, the founder and CEO of Umwelt.AI. Vishal built the company to solve a growing need. A smarter, faster, and more human way to understand and support employees. At the heart of it is Nikki, an AI assistant already helping IT-BPM companies in the Philippines and beyond decode employee sentiment, predict attrition, and empower HR teams to act early and with empathy. Vishal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks for having me here.
Let us get right down to it, Vishal. We know that this is an industry that is all about human capital, and talent retention is so important, right? So, in your experience, what gaps in workplace culture are you trying to solve through AI? And how do you see those challenges evolve over time?
Yep. So the biggest challenge, or biggest gap we are looking forward to solve is human connections by using AI in a increasingly digital world right now. People in the companies, they feel unheard, undervalued, and they are emotionally distorted. Till the time the companies get to know about it, it is already too late. Now, the problem what AI solves is that AI helps us listen to the people at scale. It further helps us getting real-time sentiments, and it helps HR managers and leaders to act swiftly before the disengagement actually sets in. So, this challenge, I further see that it is growing more and more because the same people who are the employees in the company, they are also the humans who are interacting with the technology outside their work. And today, they are looking forward to have the same experiences in the company as a consumer what they are already getting outside. So yes, they are more open to have the interactions with AI. They are more open to give the feedback, and they want actions to be taken on their feedback.
After all, this is a very young generation that is very adept
Yeah.
with technology. Are you saying that AI as a listener
Yes.
is capable of nuance and establishing that trust?
Yeah. So over the period of last 3-4 years while we have been working on AI, what we have seen is that people trust AI more to have these interactions because AI is unbiased. It can listen empathetically for a long time endlessly, and it is not judgmental. It gives you the data driven insights which are actionable. So that is where exactly this trust is getting built up, and people are confined in trusting and speaking with AI much more than humans because with the humans we all know that there's still those biases which prevail.
Wow, that is somewhat counterintuitive, but I do understand what you're saying. It is not judgmental.
Yeah.
So it establishes that confidence level to trust it and say without being judged, and it can do it at scale. So
Yeah.
so this is interesting. I'm beginning to understand this. So my next question is, how can HR technology companies like yours help shape the future of work in fast growing economies like the Philippines and India?
Yeah, I think in the fast growing economies like Philippines and same with India, where the talent is young, dynamic, and HR tech first or digital first, what we say. The HR tech companies can play a very pivotal role. Now, when I talk further about it, the startups like Umwelt.AI, what we bring in is speed, agility, and empathy inbuilt, helping the companies move away from those traditional models towards faster AI-driven decision making.
Right.
So that is what we are actually helping the companies to do. At the same time, what happens is that the people get the actions on their feedback much faster and they feel heard in the company.
I see several advantages here. The employees feel that they're being heard because right now you're saying they feel neglected, no one's listening to them.
Yeah.
But because this is AI, it can collect and consolidate this data at scale,
Correct.
allowing the HR departments to get all this, direct feedback straight from the employees, consolidated and analyzed. Is that the way this works?
Yes. Yeah. So AI is not replacing the humans or human empathy. It is actually amplifying that empathy multiple times.
Okay, amplifying that empathy. Now, before this, how were we doing it? How were HR companies doing this?
So-
Through surveys, interviews?
Correct. So it was traditional service, one time a year, where you will get to know the problems, but not the solutions. And the HR departments will actually end up building the projects out of it, running those projects, and again wait for a year to see the results. Whereas the employees, they feel neglected still because their actual feedback and these feedbacks could be very personal to them. And those was not actually getting actioned upon personally. So I can give a very specific example. So there are two guys out there in the company. Both would have given a lower score in learning and development. Now, the problem with one of the person was that he was nominated for a training program, but the manager pulled out at the last moment. And with the other person was that this person actually went to a training program which was not conducive for him. Now, if you see these problems are entirely different, but in the traditional surveys, you will only see that there is a lower score of learning and development.
Right.
Whereas the problem still lies with these two people. If there was AI, I would have listened to these people personally and given those insights and nudges personally to the HR partner. Somebody would have spoken to me and solved those problems for me.
And have done it in a faster way. So on a related note, Vishal, how do you continue to strike that right balance between automation and empathy when you're managing people? And how will that guide product decisions?
So it is right at the heart of whatever we do at Umwelt.AI. For us, it is, as I said, human empathy which is getting amplified by AI. We are not replacing the human. From a design point of view, at Umwelt.AI, whatever we do, right, it is ultimately towards building this relationship and helping the humans do it better, right? So we are identifying the signals, but not taking the decisions for the managers and HR. It still stays with those people, whereas they now get the real-time insights and nudges to have much more collaborative conversations with the employees. Now, so one simple question while developing any feature when we are developing is that will it help the people to feel seen, heard and valued at workplace? So this is very integral to us whenever we are developing any feature to keep this balance right.
So at the end of the day, Vishal, I mean, the data is consolidated and analyzed, but it is still up to humans in the HR department to act on all of this data and what the employees are saying.
Correct.
Now, can you share real results, Vishal, before we go on a break? Can you share real results you've seen from companies using Umwelt to boost employee engagement and cut attrition?
So there are multiple use cases, but I will reflect on one of those, which was very complex one in terms of organization, because they are very large enterprise with 500,000 employees spread across 9 countries, having 37 different companies inside the group. Now they were facing a huge attrition during early life cycle, what we say, during 0 to 180 days. And since last 3 to 4 years, whatever they were doing was not working for them. So they onboarded Nikki as their chief listening officer, where Nikki started
Nikki is your AI assistant.
Yes. Yeah. So Nikki started interacting with people throughout their journeys from 7 days, 30, 60. So whenever they were completing the journey points. So we automated these conversations and started triggering those insights and nudges to the HR partners to take the actions. Within 4 months, their attrition rate of 0 to 180 days was lesser by 36%. So that is the kind of effect which Nikki can bring in straight away.
So Nikki, the AI assistant, helped reduce attrition in this company by 36%.
Yeah.
We will talk more about Nikki after we take a short break. Tech Week, we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tech Week. We continue our discussion with Vishal Chopra. He is the founder and CEO of Umwelt.AI. Vishal, we were talking about Nikki, the AI assistant, who is gaining the trust and confidence of employees, who is listening to their concerns because, some workforces are feeling neglected, as you were saying earlier. Now, as AI, right, becomes more common in HR systems, what do you believe are the most important principles to keep the use of these AI platforms ethical and human-centered?
So I think, as I stated earlier as well, the very first thing is that we have to understand AI is faster, scalable, prudent, unbiased, but at the same time, it is still human intellectual ability which is required to solve the real world problems. So that intelligence is still lying with the humans. It is how we use AI. It is going to make a difference. On our side, from the technology point of view, It is, we are using AI to scale. We are using AI to maintain confidentiality. We are using AI to make meaningful sense of data, to actually bring betterment to the life of people, making them more happy at work, where they end up spending 60% of their lifetime.
So at the center of it all, there is still, human decision making and human judgment
Yep.
in listening to all those conversations.
Correct.
What Nikki, the AI assistant, does is really just structure and analyze and organize the data for analysis.
Yeah, because such a large data, first of all, reaching out to these many people so frequently, it is virtually impossible for the people. Two, if I want to have different level of conversations with different kind of user groups in the organization, again, training these people also, because there's a set of behavioral science which is required. Now, Nikki does absolutely what we ask her to do. That is the benefit of the artificial intelligence. We know that what exactly it is doing. And which is still somewhat, I see that at this larger level, there is a fatigue which comes in with the humans. AI doesn't have fatigue. It is 24/7 available.
So you're saying that because people say, what about AI making mistakes, going into hallucinations and all that, but I hear that humans can make mistakes too. And when you talk about fatigue, that could create some lapses in decisions also.
Yeah. So the way we manage, again, from the ethical side, is that conversations are all controlled. I keep on monitoring it. So when I say we keep on monitoring it. And it is again under our control that what kind of conversation we want to have. If there is anything else required, we can retrain AI and it starts behaving in the same manner. Whereas still, to change the human minds, we all know that how hard it becomes, the behavioral side of it, and changing those human sides of it.
So as a final question, Vishal, because you've been looking at all of this HR and employee data for a long time across different sectors of the IT-BPM and BPO industry. What is your sense of employee morale across Philippines, across India, from the companies that you've analyzed? What is this generation of technology workers feeling right now?
So people stay where they feel connected, they feel valued, and they feel safe. So we have to build those environments for the people. And with this coming up generation, what exactly you asked about, what I feel and we can see across those conversations what we have, they are much more open to have these conversations. They want to be listened more often because they have been brought up in that digital era where they have Vibers, WhatsApp of this world. If you see, they actually have a tendency of interacting more on those channels rather than picking up the phone and talking to each other. So they're much more comfortable. And that is where exactly we have seen that they actually have these detailed conversations with Nikki. And if I would have spoken to them personally, they might not open up that much because they do not trust me and I have to build that relationship and spend a lot of hours in building that relationship first. So I see this new and with this hybrid work culture, again, what is happening. I think Nikki is making much more impact there because she can now listen to everyone and make them feel connected with the company at a center point. So for me, at the end of this, I think it is for the people, they have to feel valued, heard, connected, which actually makes them more engaged, motivated, and retained in the company.
That is really fascinating, and what you've described is such a, I would say, a great example of how AI can augment the work that we do at scale, and yet continue to establish the trust, especially in the world of HR. So a very, very interesting insight indeed. That will be a wrap for this week's Tech Week. A huge thank you to Vishal for sharing your invaluable insights with us. Vishal flew all the way from India to be with us this evening. So, thank you again for your valuable insights. The future is being built right now, and conversations like these help us decode that future, navigate what is next. Join us again next week as we dive into another game changing story that shapes technology, business, and innovation. Until then, stay curious, stay bold, and stay ahead. I'm your host, Jack Madrid. You can catch BNC on Free TV Channel 31 and on Signal Channel 24. Thank you for watching BNC, the Billionario News Channel, always on top.